We have Mr. Rajeev Lunkad with us, project director of the Jal Mahal project.
Well, the project, I think my association started with the project in 2004, October. Just finished assignment in Barcelona when we got back, and Mr. Kothari told me about the project. They had just signed the agreement, letter of intent that got from the government, and that was the beginning. We visited the site. At that point, it was all in ruins. The Jal Mahal was in absolute shambles, and the lake was having methane explosions in it. It was. I mean, the look of it was showing the disaster stage it was in. I did not have any past experience, neither did the promoters had any past experience in dealing with something like this. But the passion was there to make it turn around, and that's how it started. The last 6 years have taken us through it's taken us through a massive learning curve on the reality of doing large-scale projects in such sensitive environments. It's an experience that has learnings way beyond the project itself, because what we're dealing with, the first thing that we learned when we started working here is to deal with water in the Indian context is literally to deal with the entire society, everything that surrounds it, because water connects everything. And we wanted to improve the quality in the lake. That was our primary objective, to make the entire project feasible. But in order to do that, we had to engage with the entire city, the entire catchment area that is supplying water to this lake, and that makes it an extremely difficult task to get involved with, because we normally do not have this level of engagement in mainstream projects. So that was the beginning point. In order to deal with it, there were a lot of challenges on the scientific front. Such a dramatic transformation has not been attempted and has definitely not been concluded successfully in the country, at least to best of our knowledge. We work with some of the greatest minds that we could get in touch with or be associated with, from the head of environmental engineering from IIT Powai to Roorkee, to Soli Arsiwala, who's considered to be the godfather of environmental engineering in India, to the German engineer Harold Kraft, to the environmentalist Harshvardhan, the MNIT, the head of environmental design in MNIT at Jaipur. All these people, in their own ways and with their own wisdom, have influenced various parts. But the sum total of it has happened over here. Each one of them has come together and contributed to make this thing happen on the environmental side. And similar story has happened with Jal Mahal, a monument in which we have Kulbhushan Jain, who's a UN award-winning conservation architect, has been involved in this for decades together. It's a pioneering figure in conservation architecture. And Mitch Kreitz, who has got a very, very interesting background. Everybody calls him Mughal Mitch. He lives in that period. He has that kind of frame of mind where he can live like a decadent. He can live in the history. He's not a person who's afraid of dealing with history. He can live it, and that's how. I mean, he has designed the terrace garden for us, and we had Vibhuti Sachdev and Giles Tillotson as architectural historians to assist us in the entire process of thinking and selecting the right references, putting together something which is absolutely new and is completely relevant historically at the same time, which I think is a great achievement on their part, and for us to have this entire team work with us. And to complement that, we had a very dedicated local conservation architect, Kavita Jain. And the best of all, the most important person is a 72-year-old Mohanji, who's a master craftsman, and he has actually guided a lot of the key decision making and actually has executed most of it as well on site. So that kind of team coming together, I think, is fantastic. The results are there to see.
Where are we standing now?
We are in what was actually very close to the point where the Brahmapuri Nala used to enter the lake with all the sewage, which is now the promenade. You have the boats behind you and the Jal Mahal. It was impossible to stand here at one point 4 years back. People would not even come to this point. I had a boat, we had a very small rickety boat in which we were used to take our consultants across, and there have been several occasions in which people have walked up to this point and then refused to board the boat, saying that we are no way we are going across in this lake, so let's go and talk somewhere else. This is not the place to actually talk.
And now we are sitting here.
We are sitting here, and I think
going forward?
I think in a few days we will have people queuing up outside in thousands and thousands to be coming inside it. This phase of Jal Mahal and the monument will be opening for the first time to the people of Jaipur. Surprising, but this monument has never ever been open to public, and even the royal family, when they visited us a few months back, they said they did it for the first time. So probably, I mean, we have pictures from 1880s and the monument is in such bad shape that it looks nobody had visited this place before. So we are hoping it will be received very well by the people of Jaipur. It will be a new destination for people to visit and see.
You feel very happy about your achievements. Do you see any challenges in the future at all?
Challenges, of course. We are happy with what we've achieved, but we call this from day one when we estimated the entire project. Jal Mahal was always seen as 1% of our project, and the challenge with the lake, of course, was a much larger challenge, which actually makes the entire project viable or unviable. That was the biggest risk and the gamble that we took at the time of bidding. But Jal Mahal monument itself, and the learning that we have had in the monument, in doing all the work with the traditional craftsmen, using design inspired from our traditions, Rajput Jaipur traditions. Not even, I mean, most of the reference, almost entirely, all of it is referred only from Jaipur and not even Jodhpur or Udaipur or Delhi or Agra. So it is inspired from the referencing of Jaipur, and we hope this learning that we had over there in terms of materials and design will guide the entire development that is now going to take place.
You seem very optimistic about the future of this project, the way you're saying it. What makes you so optimistic about it?
Optimism is a good state to be in. And we are surrounded by so much of pessimism right now that what's happening here is a good story. We have a private sector, first of its kind, participation by private sector in an area which can have dramatic impact on the way things are done. I mean, we are having private sector work on highways and airports, but Indian culture, the heart of Indian culture by itself, is still untouched. Nobody is involved in it. Architecturally, I think, or building from a building industry perspective, we are building much more than we ever did probably in the history. And if the projections are to be believed, where the country is going to go, we're going to be building at a scale which we have never done before in the past. And it's a sad state of affairs over there that so little of it is inspired from our roots. Every person is running for references from international cities, trying to duplicate things which are completely alien to our culture, and hardly anything is being done which can be rooted to our past. And private sector is playing a very, very dormant role in doing this. They are the first people actually to run to the West and pick up something from there and bring it in and call it new, because it is just an import. What we are doing here probably will be an original creation, inspired from the roots, coming up in a city which lives off its history, so it's very relevant. And Rajasthan as a state lives, and all cities actually, or states which are living off tourism as a primary industry. I think this project sets in a very good example.